Hi, and welcome back. I'm Dr. Patrick Kingsep, and what I'd like to do is talk to you today about what to do if you've been gaslighted. Now, I hope you've had some time to watch my previous videos in the gaslighting series. Now, these videos, they cover what is gaslighting and how to spot when you're being gaslighted. Today, we are going to move into what you can do if you are aware that someone is gaslighting you. Now, just in case you have not watched the previous videos, and also to give you a recap, gaslighting involves a pattern of undermining behavior by the person who's doing the gaslighting, by repeatedly leading the victim, so to speak, to question their reality. The gaslighter is skilled at manipulating language and twisting problems to be the victim's fault, or repeatedly accusing the victim of being too sensitive or irrational or stupid, thus leading the victim to question their own sanity. Confusion is usually part of the picture, as the gaslighter will intermittently shower the victim in expressions of love, friendship, or concern. They often know how to present themselves as a loving, friendly, and caring person. What is important to point out is that just because you have a disagreement with someone and they question your recall of events or perception or your point of view, this does not mean they are necessarily gaslighting you. Gaslighting is a repeated pattern of behavior over and over again, in which the gaslighter is continually calling into question the victim's perception and reality. And it is this persistent pattern of behavior that creates the damage. Gaslighting behavior often occurs gradually and can go unnoticed for long periods. However, over time, the victim usually begins to start to question their recall of events, intelligence, and even their sanity. Gaslighting is about power and control. The gaslighter needs to feel superior and manipulate others to their own agenda. Some common phrases to watch out for to detect when you are being gaslighted include, You're imagining things again. Why are you overreacting? Don't get so upset all the time. You sound crazy. That's not the way it happened. You're over the top again. Why are you doing this to me? If you were listening, ... If you knew how to listen. We talked about this before. Don't you remember? I guess I'll have to repeat myself since you just seem to not be able to remember this. Don't you think you're overreacting? Stop being so sensitive. You're too emotional. Stop taking everything I say so seriously. You're the only person I have these problems with. You're reading way too much into this. I know what you're thinking. Why are you upset? I was only kidding. It's just a joke. The gaslighter may frequently accuse the victim of making things up, not making sense, or being trivial or overreacting. They will encourage you to question what you saw, what you heard, and what you feel. The gaslighter wants you to start to feel crazy, so you will distrust your sense of self. So, the question that you're probably wanting to know the answer to is, what can you do when you're aware that someone is gaslighting you? Now, to answer this question, I'll cover a few different strategies and ideas. Still, it may also be dependent on the type of relationship you have with the gaslighter. Are they your romantic partner, your friend, a work colleague, a family member? Now, dependent on your relationship type, you may want to respond differently. This is quite important. However, the first step is to be aware of being gaslighted. Despite this only being the first step, In my opinion, it is the most crucial step. This is why the first two videos in the series were about what is gaslighting and also how to spot when you're being gaslighted. Once you have this awareness and you're aware of the pattern of behavior, you will be able to create some distance from the effects it has on you. Now, you also need to be mindful that gaslighting isn't about you. Please remember this. It's not about you. It's about the person who's doing the gaslighting and their need for control and power. And keeping a journal on paper or your phone or computer, now this can be a good record of incidents of gaslighting as they occur. It can also help you to see a pattern of behavior. This can be used for later reference. Keeping this in a very private place is essential. This can also aid in you accepting your perceptions are real and provide proof of gaslighting, if required, at a later stage. Now, it's essential to understand that you're unlikely to be able to change the behavior of the gaslighter. They will rarely respond to someone pointing out what they were doing and decide to change. If you do confront them about their behavior, they will usually continue to respond with, "What are you talking about? You don't know what you're saying." They will come up with evidence of what they have told you. They will deny, blame, create doubt, and continue to make false claims. So basically, they will respond with further attempts to gaslight you to protect themselves. Lastly, be okay with not winning in your discussions with them, as the chances are you probably won't win. Step away from the power struggle. Start to think of ways in which you may be able to distance yourself from the gaslighter. Now, once again, this is very dependent on the type of relationship you have with the gaslighter. Suppose it is your employer at work or your work colleague. In that case, you may want to start to look into other employment opportunities. Now, I know this kind of seems like an all or nothing option, but sometimes it's necessary to leave the situation permanently. Of course, if you could leave the section or the department that you're in, that would be the next best option. Now, if instead the relationship is that of a family friend or a friend, maybe giving yourself some distance or infrequent contact is the best option. If it's a romantic partner, then you may want to insist on couples counseling or rethink the relationship. It can be excruciating when the gaslighter is someone you're committed to, but it's essential to permit yourself to walk away. You want to make sure you have sound support systems around you. The gaslighter will often try to isolate you to gain further power and control. Make sure you have other people you can talk to and spend time with. Ask for an honest opinion from those you trust. You may need to seek professional support to talk through what you're experiencing and to gain a different opinion, a different perspective. Linking with a counselor, a clinical psychologist, or a therapist can provide an excellent sounding board for you to clarify yourself and also to understand what is happening in your relationship and also the options that you have. A therapist can assist you in understanding the behavior of a gaslighter and pulling apart the truth from the lies. Lastly, self-compassion is essential. You may have been told that your needs are not as important by the gaslighter. Now is the time to put yourself and your needs first. Looking after yourself is of utmost importance. Try to schedule something you can do each day purely for self-enjoyment. So you now know the signs of gaslighting for the next time you meet someone. You're equipped with the knowledge to protect yourself. It's important to remember that you did not do anything to cause gaslighting behavior. That behavior is all on the gaslighter. Gaslighters tend to prey upon people who care about others. Now, thanks very much for watching, and if you're not already a subscriber to this channel, please do so. Also, make sure to push the notification bell because that'll remind you that I've put up another video. Now, thanks very much, and I do hope this helps in better managing the potential gaslighter amongst us. Bye for now.